Greetings and welcome to my dear Aries. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Welcome to the channel. I shall be doing a 9 card spread for the energy of Aries. The first house is open. Please take only what you will. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. And yeah, essentially we are here to procure aspects of the light through the dark. Um, the first house is open. I have devised a tool known as the Great Mirror that is a 9 card spread, and it should inform us of certain modes of karma or karmic response or responsibilities between you and a significant other. This is not for everyone, but if it resonates for you, please take only what you will and use your most proper of discernment. I do thank you for checking into the channel. The mode of action, it has to do with this moon in Leo, I would say. But this is a reading for the month of February, so take that lightly. There's a questioning of the very nature of passions for the time being. There's an element of passionlessness, as well as an ability to see certain things from the past that have not worked out and to gestate these, to grow them in a certain way, walk the path of solitude in order to find some elements of truth through fate, through fatalism, trying to understand your mortality, seeing what has grown in terms of isolation and what has been trying to be revised in terms of that. There's a great hand, an invisible hand that is sort of coercing things for you. And because of such, you have lost the ability to take chances for the time being. This is just a permanent, temporary loss. This is momentary, but eventually you'll go through a cycle, possibly, maybe, that has to do with death and regeneration of a type of expansion of solitude, okay? And seeing the structures that be how things are working in terms of cooperation with others, within your projects and within others, especially a significant other, where a passion maybe have lost already. The challenges have to do with an element of work here, work as well as a strong compulsion towards the stratification of psychological aspects on your end. We have double aces here that are in reverse, ace of rods as well as ace of swords. Perhaps there is something about you that does not want to communicate with this person because of a psychological block. That could be either a fear or something of you trying to take away an element of truth and holding that truth to yourself. There also is a possibility of you being intuitively guided to make some sort of expression in a Jupiterian fashion of your philosophies, of your gut instinct. And to be ruled by your stomach is a very strong thing now, so watch what you're eating. Also, there may be a possibility you're dealing with someone here that is part of a family or an institution or a strong commitment, or they could also resemble someone that is within a cultural system that has caused you a great deal of severance or pain or regret in some sort of way. It is mutual on both ends. They may see you as someone who is ruled essentially by intuition, by the fire of intuition and burning There's a burning desire to explore the connection, but also this person resembles something of a boss or someone that has a great deal of society within their power or their dignity. But there's a strange Three of Swords here that has to do with the information tied to something about the cutting out of things before they can be completed on one end. On the other end, there is a possibility of cutting out, um, and then things could not be completed in terms of the work ethic, or the availability of time and energy and resources on the other, that being cut out in some sort of way. Fundamentally, this connection on a very deep level represents something that you feel fond of. There's a conservative instinct within it, and perhaps you may come off as someone who is very structured and fortified in some sort of way. Very difficult to get through your walls, but then you are able to still project outside of these walls some very strong elements of manifestation of creation within the walls and outside of the walls. So there's a period of isolation here that I see that has to do with the revolution of certain things, that has to do with beginnings that have to do excuse me, beginnings that have to do with beginnings that begin, but then they eventually reinforce or reform something that is representative of your core being, of your core foundation. Okay, and foundations are strong here. You carry most of them. They are also representing foundations. So there is a mirroring effect here that has to do with, let's see, the Six of Pentacles. That is what they're bringing in. There is an element of silence on your end, and mutually what you guys are both bringing about is the Aquarian energy, the Piscean energy of dissolution, 11th and 12th houses, okay? That has to do with the dissolution of status quo, the dissolution of certain expectations that revolve around of receiving especially emotions that are tied to hard work, or emotions that are tied to a psychological stimuli that has to do with self-preservation or self-protection, okay? There may be a slight fear of this person's zeal. There also may be a slight disappointment when it comes to their laziness, if it does happen in that respect. They're seeking out balance and grounding mostly. This person is Aquarian of nature, but also they have the triplicity of Earth. That's Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Mostly Capricorn and Virgo. I'm seeing here as well the need to ground and be rid of the expectations. I say it again, expectations of emotional reservoir. You could see this person. You could see this person as potentially difficult to deal with. They're very callous. They believe in an ethical standpoint, and in this respect, your passions have taken you only so far. And in fact, you are parlaying with them in terms of the deeper level. The inner child is trying to parlay with them, make peace with them, but also preserve your own sense of boundaries, protect your own castle, protect your own resources. That is what I'm seeing. This element of betrayal is intriguing, and I will dive into it now. I would normally do an extended for this, but I'm not going to put you through that. So, what do we have here? Okay, love lost. The Seven of Swords shows up again. There's something that you said that you regret, possibly, that they offered you something and it wasn't good enough. Perhaps the way they offered it, it may have felt a bit too hard or crass in some sort of way. Very difficult for you to essentially find a sense of stillness in it, in their offer. There was a restless sort of energy. It caused restlessness. It caused a difficulty to become clear of the mind. And this caused essentially a severance or a type of, severance. There could have been also more than one person or in this equation, more than two people. Um, but it doesn't have to be. What I'm seeing here is an element of healing also that was rejected in some sort of way that needs to be sort of mutually respected. Respect is of great and utmost importance here. That's what I'm seeing. As far as advice goes, there is a great deal of cups that are being poured out, but also being offered in some sort of way, as if this person perhaps does not really merit um, truly what the cups resemble for them as they give it to you. They could see it as a way of just getting rid or purging in some sort of way. They may not even see it that way, but that's how they feel. They need to purge or at least get rid of excess emotions. And perhaps both of you are doing this in some sort of way. Um, but yeah, what I'm seeing here is a need to conserve energetic resources. Mercury will help you, but unfortunately, it's in retrograde for the time being into the mid-month of February. So I'll check in with you then. Hopefully, you subscribe or like or whatever, and you can check out that content in the mid-month of February. Otherwise, please take care, my dear. Take care. Bye bye.